example is going from a junkyard to a car show. You ready? We have a question for Larry here. When you go out to get a car that you want to restore, what are you looking for?
Most times you look for a car that's kind of your favorite car, something you've seen in the past, and you'd like to do something similar to that same car.
What do you want to avoid if you can? When you look at a car, what do you want to avoid buying? What about rust and stuff? Does that bother you?
Not really. Normally we can cut rust out, and we make panels, our own panels and everything, so we can, pretty much refurnish your car.
Tell us, that's a 1955
Chevrolet convertible. Bel Air.
No motor.
Nope, no motor. But that's what we started.
The back end is from a different car, right?
Yep, I bought just the rear part of a car and welded it onto the other car because the back end was all rusted out of it. So that's what we do.
You look at that door, it's sagging, so he's got to straighten that all out on the side there and all that.
Big thing is finding parts. At that time I was doing 55 Chevy, you couldn't hardly find parts for 55 Chevy. Now if you go look, they're all over the place.
Are you ready? This is what those guys did. Whoa. Isn't that a beauty? I'm gonna give you a story now of the fellow who could be here. He and a friend were cruising around, they had a 57 Chevy. That was a car that I learned to drive. And they decided they'd have that rebuilt. They just on a whim decided to have rebuilt. There are pictures of that. But in the process, the way they got enough money was they started swapping engines. So he's got this story here of how he started off with 283 and then he went to an engine that had almost 400 cubic inches, except it's what he said it was in a basket, meaning all pieces were all apart. Kind of mess. And they took that and they actually swapped that for a Model A car that was in an abandoned gas station. And in order to get it out, they had to tear out one of the walls. He's a high school teacher, and he had his class, they sort of went after that and tore out the side of the wall out of the gas station, and there's what they brought out. It was missing one wheel, so they pulled it out on us. So they disassembled it totally in the shop there, including some stuff that had gotten broken. They took it over here to Bloomer to get what they call a overdrive so that the thing would have higher speed. They installed steering. I don't know if you've ever done any fiberglass work, it's itchy. It's really bad. That's why the word fun is there. Here's his classroom, and he's got that thing working, almost working now in the classroom. There it is, it's ready to roll. That's his class work on that.
That's the first GTO I bought, yes. Then, when doors and stuff are missing, then you start searching all throughout the United States to find parts for it. You start getting at the time we do these cars, we didn't have the internet then. It was mostly Hemmings Motor News or knowing somebody, that's how you found parts. Junkyards, you go spend a day at the junkyard finding parts for your car. Hay wagon,
Back up.
put 4x4s underneath it, support the body, so you got the whole frame and everything off, and work on this separately.
Okay, does he do old tractors?
Yep, the T-030 Ferguson that I tore apart, bought it from the village of Birchwood, and tore it all apart and fixed everything, and then I repainted it, put it all back together. That's an old farm all seed that I bought and restored, new tires and paint. And I paint most of my own tractors because I can paint them outside or in my pole barn.
Okay, then I'm going to just give you a real picture. This is Greg would normally talk about this, but this is the story of that 57 Chevy that they have redone. Okay, and so there they've lifted the body off, and the frame is in better shape than the outside of my car. There's the body that they're getting ready to put on, but there's the underside of it. It seems like they ought to wax it to me, but they're letting the front down.
car like that probably sells between $60,000 and $70,000.
Then I have a really quick story. I don't know how we're doing on time, but I have a quick story about this. This actually is gasoline powered. The Maytag had a special program where they were trying to impress the ladies with how reliable the gasoline engine was that would run their washing machine. They actually gave these cars to the winners of that program, and these cars actually have that gasoline engine in them. And he was going to bring that this afternoon and show it to you upstairs.
Oh, great place for parts, these teenagers right out here, why did they leave?
Larry cleaned them up.